Hi, welcome to Loose Lips and Liquor. Today is our second
part of a three-part series on the goings on in America and abroad.
So we're going to be talking on the second part about R. Kelly.
I said abroad, not really. But, yeah, so this is our second part of the three-part series we're doing. So this is the R. Kelly part. And there is so much stuff. It's hard to keep up with it, but I'm pretty sure Kelly is probably going to get some time.
Oh, and not just him.
Not him. They're coming for everybody. They're coming for everybody. Just like Avenatti said.
Even the hotels.
Mm-hmm. Even Avenatti said they were coming for everybody, and it looks like it's going down now. Right now, everybody's being on investigation. There's
Homeland Security
has gotten involved for human trafficking. And but let's go back over for those people that might not know about what's going on with R. Kelly.
I don't know how not, but okay.
But first, that happened way back in his past.
Like way past.
When he said on Gayle King's show. It happened way back in the past.
And it was the past, but it was like in the 90s when this happened?
Something in the 90s.
Late 90s?
And he said the first he was taken to trial for having sex with a underage girl on video, but he was not convicted of that. As he said, I beat that.
Because for one, I beat my case.
Oh my God.
He didn't say it was innocent, but he beat it. And it looks like the people involved, the family may have been paid off. And the child may have been paid off. I don't know reason why. Sometimes people think, especially if you don't have any money, where it's better to take the money and than to have him locked up. Something happened, and but he was not convicted of that. So we go all the way down. After they get finished with the trial, he lives and you don't really hear too much about R. Kelly, too much, nothing bad. And all at once it pops up, R. Kelly has a sex cult going on. Not only a sex cult, he was holding them against their will, or at least against the family's will.
Against the family's will. And
the families could not talk to the girls, and all this other stuff. That's when it kind of jumped on the radar again about his sexual issues, fantasies and issues.
Crazy. Sorry,
then the documentary came out, Surviving R. Kelly, and it brought things back up because they were trying to mute his music. People had always been
trying. They are.
Yeah. Well, y'all know they really took head and went for even greater once the documentary came out. Before then, they were trying to mute Kelly, and it was going, but not because I can't think Tom Joyner had
stopped
playing his music. So they were asking people to stop playing his music, and some people participated, some people didn't. The streaming services didn't take his music down; they just left it there, but they didn't promote it. But after the Surviving R. Kelly, then the hands of time had turned in favor for them, and these girls were getting more notoriety. And next thing we know, the commissioners were coming out and asking for evidence and anybody that could help them and everything. And low enough, Avenatti got a hold of some videos. Avenatti is one of some of the girls that are pursuing the cases, lawyer. So is Gloria Alright. I can't think of her last name. Say it correctly. Anyhow. Then all at once R. Kelly is arrested again for underage sex with a girl on video, and some other, I think it's 3 girls, I believe. I'm not quite sure how many number it is, but we know it's 1 and we know it's 2, so most likely it's 3. And He goes to jail. He's so broke he couldn't get himself out on his own with his own money. Of course, he couldn't OR on it. And so he stayed in jail about how many days? I don't know, a few days.
Not very long.
And then some woman bonded him out. And she didn't say it came from her. All the money wasn't hers, supposedly, but she's the one that signed for it. We don't want to talk about her too much because her mother's paying the price. Her mother has a daycare. The parents are ripping the kids out of the daycare. The mother has nothing to do with it, but it's related to the mother, to the daughter, to the mother. So there's a lot of fallout with that. So then after he gets out, less than a week later, he's back in jail for not paying his
child support.
He was arrested for paying his child support $161,000. He was supposed to pay his ex-wife child support of $20,000 a month. After the surviving R. Kelly documentary, he stopped paying it.
I don't think he ever paid it, did he?
Yeah. Because he's paying her $20,000 and he hadn't paid for a year.
Oh, and then he got pissed off, so he decided he wasn't going to pay it.
Yeah.
So you got to pay it regardless.
Yeah, so they came on, locked his butt right back up. He thought he was going to be able to come to court and, I guess, talk his way out of it. But they had made it clear, if you don't come with this money, you're going to jail when you come back. Well, he went to jail.
He went to jail.
Took a few more days to get him back out. He doesn't have much money, about
allegedly $300,000.
Yeah, and so
when he got more than me, but still, there ain't no money.
Somehow he had a benefactor to help get him out of that, pay the child support.
And that was a woman too.
Yeah. Okay, and also after they get home, there's a call, and they report an alleged suicide
ring.
Well, not about ring.
It's supposed to be more than. It was supposed to be several girls.
A suicide pact type of thing. Yeah.
Ring, pack, whatever you want to call it.
Pack like I kill myself, you kill yourself. Pack.
Ain't that? Yeah.
No, but a ring wouldn't be the same thing.
Okay. Well, pack.
Okay.
They stupid whatever way you go.
Yeah, pretty much. Azriel, Clary's parents were behind that report. And it's on CBS, and we're going to look a little bit at that video of their interview with
Live-in girlfriends say she is trapped in what they call a monstrous situation. Only on CBS this morning, Alice and Angelo Clary reveal why they are now afraid for their daughter's, Azriel's, life. It is their first interview since the scathing Lifetime documentary Surviving R. Kelly. Azriel Clary met the singer back in 2015. She was 17 at the time. Her parents claim that Kelly promised to help launch her singing career. They say they have learned since then that his real interest, in their words, was a little more sinister. I spoke with them yesterday about how this all started, and they say that just 3 days after meeting R. Kelly, their daughter went to a hotel to meet him without their permission. They were furious and went knocking on hotel doors to find her.
What she said was, this was an audition. Why wouldn't you trust me? Y'all would think I would put myself in a predicament and not call y'all if something wasn't right.
She's saying you're messing up my chances.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what she said. This is my opportunity. This is my big break.
Tempers eventually cooled, and the Clarys say they actually developed a professional relationship with R. Kelly over the next few months, even pitching various business deals, all of which he rejected. The Clarys say the singer had his own proposal. Let Azriel join him on his tour full-time.
He flew us into Chicago. We sat with him in his studio. We met with him. And he basically told us, I'm starting tour. Basically, y'all need to make a decision.
Azriel had dreams of becoming a singer, according to her parents, who say she dealt with personal struggles, including a suicide attempt following a bad breakup. That was before she met R. Kelly. She eventually gave her parents an ultimatum. She says, if you don't allow me to go, I will try to take my own life again, or I will run away.
Yeah. I don't want to call her bluff on it because I know she just attempted this previously. I'm thinking in my head, she only got 3 more months. She's going to be 18, so she can do what she wants. And she really carry out this. And then now I'm living with regret for the rest of my life.
From the outside looking in, guys, people will still say, you're allowing your 17-year-old daughter, who at the time is underage, to go with R. Kelly. The perception is that he preys on underage girls. Did that give you any kind of pause whatsoever?
That gave me pause. I mean, it gave me awareness, but you talking about a young lady that's raised by two parents going
So you're
to a
saying you
dance.
trusted her?
I didn't trust him. What I trusted was I raised my child right. I trust my daughter will be honest with us. And this was strictly her music. R. Kelly had a platform as big as music can ever give somebody. I didn't see the label stop supporting him.
And you told me that you saw him working with other young women.
Yes.
Last week, Kelly blamed Azriel's parents for their own estrangement.
What kind of father, what kind of mother will sell their daughter to a man?
3 months before Azriel turned 18, the Clarys signed a letter giving their consent for her to go on Kelly's tour and stay with a woman named Valerie Denise Patton. Who is Valerie Patton?
It ain't R. Kelly. It's not Robert Kelly.
But does she work with R. Kelly?
She's supposed to work for the label. We found out later on that she works for R. Kelly.
But at the time you signed this, you thought she was...
He told us it was someone
That she was
affiliated
from-
with the music label.
From Sony.
Okay.
Records.
So you thought she would be a chaperone for your
Correct.
daughter?
That's what she was supposed to have been.
Okay.
And we found out later there was no truth in that.
I think in retrospect, many of these parents were too trusting.
Michael Avenatti is representing the Clarys. He claims R. Kelly used his celebrity status to manipulate the families and the women. If what you're alleging is true, how is he able to get away with this for this period of time?
He surrounded himself with a bunch of people, a bunch of yes men and women that would provide assurance and comfort to these parents relating to the fact that their daughters were going to be safe, that their daughters were going to be looked after, that all of this was legit, that R. Kelly could be trusted.
From people in the inside, some of the other victims that we talked to, they all said that the girls have to prove their loyalty to him by any means necessary.
He's the problem. He don't have a sickness. He made a choice.
And this is what you guys fail to realize. It was not just R. Kelly that was doing this. It was not only just him and his handlers and his cohorts and whatever you want to call him.
It was my daughter,
It
too.
was also our daughter, because you have to understand, she was lying and duping us and pulling the wool over our eyes from the beginning.
When you look back on it, what do you think of the mistakes that you made? Do you take any
I
responsibility
take
for
full
the situation that you're in?
responsibility. We never denied responsibility. I feel like I failed my daughter because I should have saw different signs. I should have saw the change in my baby girl.
How do you think this story is going to end with your daughter?
How I want to see it end, I want to see my daughter leave.
Of course, but are you concerned about how it could end? Are you...
I've heard like a suicide pact. You know, I know my daughter...
A suicide pact?
Yes, I've heard all kinds of stuff. So, you know,
That gives me chills, Alice.
It should give you chills
It
because
does.
the difference is our daughter had experience with trying to do it. See, everybody else can talk it, but it's nothing like seeing a father coming in the house and seeing your daughter submerged in water and you have to pick her up and try to get her to the hospital. See, I've been through that. So while everybody else may take this lightly and, oh, they just throwing something out there, it's real life for us.
Wow.
Okay, we're back from that. And so that's how the call got taken in on how they found out about the suicide pact that the girls supposedly had. But once the police got there, the police said that the lawyer was actually at the apartment in Trump Towers, and he came out and talked to everybody's fine, nobody's trying to commit suicide. He took him at his word, and they left, and nothing more was done about it. A good one to look at would be Tanya TKO. She
Yes.
did a video on it, on the alleged suicide pact. So the girls, when R. Kelly makes up these identities for his women. So we saw Azriel,
Who is supposed to be
Clary.
the wife?
yeah, and she's like playing the wifey part. She has the condo in Trump Towers, or apartment in Trump Tower in her name. She sleeps with R. Kelly every night.
Allegedly.
Not so much sexual, they sleep together.
Yeah.
A longtime confidant of R. Kelly's, a helper of his, she allegedly said something unbecoming to Azriel. R. Kelly goes off, fires her on the spot, because no one talks about Ariel.
I wish I had been. That dude crazy.
Now, Ariel is the one that did the most on the Gayle King show. She was very adamant and very emotional and everything.
With your parents, you sound very angry and very pained. Tell me, Azriel, why you're crying. Tell me.
I'm crying because you guys don't know the truth. You guys believe in some facade that our parents are saying. This is all lies for money. And if you can't see that, you're ignorant and you're stupid as because you want to be. All because that's the world we live in. Negativity sells. Gossip is what sells. Rumors are what sells.
Exactly.
And she is the youngest of the ones there, supposedly.
That's why he can manipulate her, so that's why he keeps her on the head front, because she really ain't the head front, because she ain't nothing but a little girl. Mentally, physically, she's grown, but mentally, she's still an idiot. Because I hate to tell you, Ariel, take it from an old chick. If he really loved you, if he really loved you and he really wanted you to be the wife, he's free to marry you. You are being played. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, my theory is she must have good credit, and that's why he wants her for the wifey part, so she can keep him going.
I'm going to tell you right now, he would have to marry me to get my credit. Shoot. And I wouldn't want nothing to do with him now. Because he going to the pen.
Okay. And Joslyn, which was the other girl in the interview with Gayle King, her name is Joycelyn Savage. She's the number 2 girl. And she's like the party girl. And then she is the one that allegedly sleeps around with more, is like in threesomes and things of that nature. All these things are alleged because we have no true hard facts of that.
No, but
this is
I
what's
did,
been
and it was
put in the
on,
universe.
what's her name? Unwinding with Tasha K. She did. She really, you need to check out what she got going on. But be prepared to stay there for a minute. But she showed a clip of where the Savage parents was, on either live or something like that, social media, and it was like, well, you had sex with that girl, and did R. Kelly tell you to do it, and she's saying no, and it was just back and forth, and she was trying to keep R. Kelly from getting in trouble. You could definitely tell that, because the mother was like calling, and so that part I did see and hear, but as Tanya would say, and it's true, sometimes you gotta pick your battles with your children, and they put her in the front. They made her look bad on social media. So, I mean, she kind of ran back to him because of her parents.
Yeah. So they're kind of biting their own self, or shooting on self in the foot.
It's only been one time.
What was her
That's
name?
it, but I only
What
have
was her name, Joycelyn?
Okay.
What was her name?
No, I'm finna call.
What was her name?
He's great. Call him. He's about to call him.
What was her name?
So you had sex with her.
What was her name?
Oh my God.
What was her name?
He's ready to call him. He's ready to call him right now. He's like, I'm looking at him, about to call him.
I bet he's
answer.
if you don't answer.
He's about to.
Her name's April. It's one.
Who is April?
Joy.
It's
Joy. Please.
Who is April?
Please. It's here. Please.
Who is April?
Okay.
Please tell the truth.
Yeah, why are you trying to call
Who
her?
is April?
Okay, can you tell him don't try?
Who is April?
I'm sorry. I just.
Mr.
Who is April?
So you had sex with her?
Who is April? Is that one of his girls too?
Let me
I only
call
had
her.
sex with one person. That's
Who is
it.
April?
Oh my God.
So R. Kelly made you have sex with another girl? Let me call this.
Who is
Yeah.
April?
What do you want to
I'll curse his ass out.
He made you have sex
He
with
did
another
not
girl?
make me have sex with
You
another
wanted to
girl.
have sex with her?
No, I didn't. Oh my God.
You didn't want to have sex.
Let
Who
me
is
go.
April? Who is April?
Who is April?
Who is April?
Who is April?
This is getting old.
Who is
Why
April?
we keep talking about R. Kelly?
R. Kelly made you have sex with another
No,
girl?
nobody made me have sex with nobody.
So how did it happen? Did you want to have sex with her?
Oh my God.
Did you want to have sex with the girl?
No, it was just at the moment. Nobody
It was at the moment
forced
because R. Kelly made you have sex with the girl. That's why you had
Who
sex
is
with the girl.
April?
Hold up. What happened? What you mean? R. Kelly wanted you to have sex?
No, I'm saying at the moment it was at the time, but it was just a one-time thing. That's
He
it.
had sex with her too?
What do you mean?
R. Kelly had sex with her too?
Obviously,
You ain't had that?
But if I'm trying to say I don't know anything about the other girls.
That's
That's what I'm
something
saying.
Get that nigga on the phone.
Basically, on that one. Now, there was also a girl that stands out, and she was on Surviving R. Kelly documentary where her mother was trying to get her out of the so-called cult. And somehow she was able to get a hold of her daughter and find exactly where she was going to be and get her out. Now, that was the second time that she had tried. First time she had went back and stayed. This second time, it was being recorded by the show, and she knew exactly what hotel she was in, found out the room number, everything. Now, the other parents didn't have that same access. So that is now it's been revealed that that mother had allegedly handed that child over at the age of 13 to R. Kelly, and to do as he wished with her. And as long as the girl, when she visited, she brought back gifts and money to the mother. Once the money dried up, she wanted her daughter back. By the time he had funded a candy store for the mother, and
is that the kind of store it was?
Some type of candy store.
My name is Dominique Gartner, and I'm quite sure you all heard about my mother, Michelle Kramer. And I'm here to let you all know the truth about her, expose her of the liar she truly is. Now, I know you guys are probably judging me like, oh, how her daughter just gonna put her mother out there like that, but truth be told, she put me out there like that, so it's only right that I come back and tell you guys the truth, because she's been putting lies out there, and I'm here to tell the truth. First of all, my mother, she knows where I live. She came all the way to LA pretending like she was sick, tricking me into coming to see her outside of my hotel door, which I did open because as a daughter, you think your mother's sick. So what do? You want to be there for her. But in this case, she came with a camera crew from Lifetime. And when I opened the door, she ambushed me with cameras, took me off guard. And I closed the door on her because that's wrong. She's trying to make it seem like I'm held captive by R. Kelly, and that's not the case. I am not a victim. And what's funny is that I just spent the whole weekend with her, but I'm held captive. I escaped. No, that's not the case at all. My mother, she's money hungry. She's upset because I stopped paying her bills, because I was, well, technically, R. Kelly was paying them. I will ask him for money to give to her so she can pay her bills. And once I couldn't do it anymore, I just got tired and fed up. I told him the truth and he cut it off. And she didn't like that, so she threatened to kill herself, my little brother, and the dog, just for some attention, just because she wasn't getting a paycheck anymore. Like, that's sick. How could you say that about your own child? You're gonna kill your own son because the money stopped rolling in? Like, you guys have no idea. She's trying to play like she's a victim, like she's actually concerned about me, but truth be told, she's not concerned about me. All she wants is the fame, the publicity. Lifetime offered her $5,000 to do an interview, to come to LA to expose, let me see, I don't really know what they was exposing, because as you all can see, I'm good. I'm just tired of the lies. I just want everybody to know the truth. And there you have it. That's the truth, spoken from Dominique Gartner. Don't believe anything else no one say. Like, oh, Dominique said this, I heard Dominique said that. No. What you're hearing right now is what Dominique said, so let that be known. And that's the truth.
If you've been following R. Kelly for a long time, there's been, videos out about girls that would have sex with him. Now, these girls' names, there's so many people, but what's always stand out to me, they would say about he would do something to motion for a young girl to come out that was butt naked and join in.
Yeah, well, this is
and
what
I had always thought, now that once that goes back to Dominique's age and another girl's age that's still with R. Kelly, but she's older now. She's in her 30s, because Dominique is almost 30 years old, uneducated, now working in a movie theater, and going with a 50-some-year-old man.
But the girl that exposed that information was on the I don't know if it was a Breakfast Club, but it was some morning show.
Well, yeah, she did that, but
she's the one said that
she caught a venereal disease from him.
Well, maybe that, but I'm talking about the girl in the back. So what she said was, her and R. Kelly went to the bus, their tour bus, had sex for hours. She assumed that they were by themselves, and then he made a phone call and said, "Come." And she assumed that the person was going to get on the bus, whoever he called, and the girl come from the back, butt naked. And he told her, get on all fours, B. And the child did. And he said, good girl. And that dude is sick.
Yeah. Now, so far as I remember, there was cases of the girls crawling out as they were having sex, and the girl would join in. These are all alleged reports of what went on during these escapades of his with these girls. Now, they would always say these girls are very young. So that makes me think about Dominique, and I can't think of the other girl's name. Their ages would have fit in with what the other women were saying. This has been years back that was told. So, yeah, I think it truly did happen, but I have no evidence of that. So all these things are alleged.
But I'm going to tell you what, he going to prison. Okay. And which he should. Because you just doing too much, dude. I mean, the one girl said he would tell her to talk like a little girl. And she would have to get the pitch just right for him to be happy. They had a coach that taught them what to do sexually.
Juice is no longer with him right now because I've been told she started training the other girls she needs to train. They will bring her back when she can train more girls.
Aaliyah. And she's deceased now. She had a horrible plane crash. But she had a triple threat talent. She was able to sing, act, and dance. And she died in a horrific crash, coming from a video shoot. And this supposedly he married her at 15. Now this is really true because they have found the marriage certificate, and at the time Aaliyah was 15 years old. So he married a 15-year-old child. So it's not too far-fetched for him to go and do these type of things with children. So, but there's also indication that he had a sexual relationship with Aaliyah's mother. But the mother has denied it, and so has R. Kelly. So we don't know what that is. So all that really is allegedly. But
and I heard he like boys too. Yeah. Allegedly.
Well, yeah. Allegedly, there's
he like them toys, and it's a whole lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. So if you look around, you can find all of these people doing interviews and that type of thing about R. Kelly and his sexual prowess. Oh, another thing, there's a kind of a famous family. They're girls, sisters. They call them twins, perhaps. The Floyd Mayweather cousins. Floyd Mayweather are supposedly his enforcers, was over the girls to make sure they did the right thing at all times.
Don't blame Mayweather. He has nothing to do with them chicks.
Yeah, he doesn't.
They're cousins, but are they nieces?
I don't know.
Nieces or cousins or something?
They're sisters. I do know that.
They're twins.
Yeah. So we'll be back once we find out anything else.
And I'm sure we will.
Okay. So, bye. Check out part 3.